Woo! Here we go. Swami streams. I got a bit of food in my mouth. I didn't know my own cues. Hard to keep up with everything. How's everybody doing today? It is another day of the new normal. Chaos for everybody. Working at home. I always work from home on Wednesdays. That's why I'm able to do the stream on Wednesdays. I work from home Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't know about you guys. I don't know what's the normal for you guys before this situation, but I assume everybody's working from home now. And it's different if you're not used to it. And this is not the normal working from home. With my wife and kids home. And today I spent the morning doing a lot of homework or schoolwork with the kids. And it's complicated. It is really complicated. And I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way. But it works. It works. Hang on a second. What's this? Oh, okay. So, Rich the Animal Z, never before getting used to it. Going good so far. Glad to hear that. First, thanks for joining me. Thanks for commenting, too. Great when we have people talking on the show and being part of this thing. Getting used to it. Glad to hear you're getting used to it. There's so many things out there that people are talking about, like great tips for working at home and strategies. But all those strategies, and this is not the topic for the day, I'm just, warming up here. But all those strategies are great, but, I think the biggest tip I'm trying to take from this, and I guess I'm learning this from Jimmy Fallon, the Tonight Show. And this is probably easy because he's a comedian and that's his personality, whatever. But they're like taping the show and he's at home and his kids are walking through the thing. Well, he includes them in the show, but they walk in and they ask him questions or they just leave in the middle of the thing when he wants them to do stuff. And I guess that's the new normal that, kids walk in during conference calls now. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But hey, let's get into some code and we'll talk about, we could talk about working from home along the way. So, as I usually do, let me share my screen here. So as I usually do, I start off by reminding people what we're working on here. I've got a .NET solution, nothing super complicated. This is the Swami Streams website. And I'll debug and I'll run this right now and show what's next for this. So, going to the wrong monitor. Let's bring that over here. And I can close that. And this should take a sec to come up. Streaming and all this stuff does seem to make my computer a little slower. Oh, there's my breakpoint. Don't need that. So, this is the beautiful Swami Streams website. And if you haven't seen this before, yes, I know. This is super cool website. The feature we've been working on is this check out the archives, which has obviously some really bad data in there. And what's going to happen is that I added some authentication. You can see right here, I'm not logged in. You got to love my UI skills in place here. Not logged in. But if I go to the page that will be the page where I can edit these, it will require authentication. And for now, I know this is lame, but it's the privacy page, just has authentication on it. Let's just make sure this still works. Oh, wait, it didn't take me to... That's interesting. What's not set up? Oh, this could be a fun show. What did I break? That's supposed to take me to the login page. And what did I... Oh, did I break something between now and the last show? Oh, wasn't prepared for that. Was not prepared for that. This is how you know. So the name of this show, Swami Streams, coding fun and a bit of chaos. And this is where the chaos comes in. Because as you know, when you're doing development stuff, things don't always go as planned. And I'm starting this show off as the normal. What did I break? So let me just take a look at some things real quick. So first off, I might have been doing some demos at the end of the last show and disconfigured something. So let me disconfigured. Is that a word? Yay, Chaos Freestyle. How are you? Thanks for joining. Chaos, as always. You've been here before. There's always some chaos. What did I break? Let's see. Is it this? It says if is in development. I'm in debug. So, I gotta think. I was so not prepared to think about this today. Oh boy. Okay. So, writing docs during the lull. That's too much chaos for me. Oh, docs. So, I've been doing some stuff with auto documentation, and it's one of the things I want to add to this project. I don't know if you've done any of this, but I've recently started doing some docs using a library, and I don't remember what it's called. Oh, I could look at my notes. It might be in my show topics notes. I was trying to use... Let's see if I see it in here. These are like all these ideas that I want to do on the show. I'd have to look back. Oh, I don't even remember what it was called. But I was using this cool library that turns it's nothing super special. Turns like your comments in line here into, those get turned into XML docs, and this builds a whole nice UI from it. And then from there, I take those docs and I push them out to a Azure storage site, which is like a static site, and it was pretty good. But Freestyle says, no, that would be too easy. Of course, don't do things the easy way. This is writing docs on our internal wiki for how our pipelines work in Azure. You know what? I need to do some of that stuff too. Pseudonym, hello, how are you? Good to see you here. D&I Stream's there. Hey! All right. So if you're just joining the chaos, I screwed something up already. Voltstrat, hey, how's it going? D&I Stream rating over with love. Thank you, D&I Stream. Too kind. And your viewers are going to be so psyched to know that they came here just in time for confusion and chaos. And I'm trying to remember what the heck I broke in my authentication stuff. And it was one of those like, wait, what was I going to do? And I don't really remember. That's normal for D&I Stream. Throwing some abuse over at D&I. I love it. Yeah. Streaming is no different than regular work. And I mean, how often do you come in on a Monday and you're like, wait, I have no idea what I was doing on Friday. And it takes a little while to ramp up. And usually I try to do that a few minutes before the stream starts. But I didn't get a chance to do that today. So let's see. D&I Stream. Well, we were supposed to do some dev today, but ended up migrating over to OBS from XSplit. Oh, wow. I don't even know. I've heard of XSplit, but never used it. I use OBS. Confusion is your middle name. Yeah, exactly. Pseudonym. You're one of the hosts. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for joining today. Awesome. Okay. I got to think. What was I doing? So I'm wondering if, well, first off, I could always disable the authentication. That would be a cheater's way to do this. In the home controller, index, and on this one I have privacy with the roles, and this is because I couldn't figure out how to get the name of the role in there, but that's okay. That wasn't the biggest problem. And then, all right, let me take a look at something on a different screen real quick. Hang on. I just want to see if I wiped out something here. That all looks correct. Oh, you know what it might be? Maybe I need to log out. Maybe the browser cache is getting me into trouble here. Because maybe it thinks it's got the cookie that is the wrong cookie. Well, you know what? I could clear it from here, and let's try that. I don't know. Yeah, this is going really well for people that are coming for the first first try here. Where is that? That's under application, I think. Oh, this is all collapsed up here. Hang on. Okay. There's a cookie here. I'm going to kill this. Maybe this is causing my trouble. I don't know. I'm going to run it again and see what happens. If I get this right, I'll be kind of impressed with myself. So now I'm going to go to this privacy page. No web page found for the address. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's supposed to take me to the login page. Oh, no. Freestyle, if it all worked the first time, it wouldn't be entertaining to watch. Thank you. Yeah, I know. You can make fun of me here. So, this is what I didn't want to show on the screen, but it's too late because I moved it over. It's no big deal. It's just some codes that I can always clear out. Oh, so let me think. I said before, the hardest part, you guys that do streams, you guys know what I'm talking about. Pseudonym and, which is a cool name, by the way. Pseudonym and DNI. How hard is it to think when you're streaming? My mental problem here is I don't like to stop talking. And I need to stop and think. So let me think for a second. So I feel like, all right, so here's what I could do. Let's see. Hard to think when streaming much. Yeah. Hey, Copper Beardy. Wow, we got an audience today. This is great. Love having some fun here. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go and look and see what kind of changes were made into source control and see, right? That's what I should do. So this is going to be one of those days. Source code, oh, Git, of course. I'm like, I can't even think of the name, right? That's a bad sign when you can't think of the name of your website that hosts your, let's see, the stream website. So I noticed some changes that weren't checked in, and I was goofing around with some stuff, and I have a feeling that the history is not going to, yeah, this is what I thought. See, I noticed I didn't check things in on Friday. And right before, last Wednesday. Oh, you know why I can't remember? Because I didn't stream on Wednesday, and it's been 2 weeks now since my stream, and that's why I can't remember. Rich the Animal Z, have you tried for my Scrooter for my DI? I think I noticed you started using standard ASP.NET Core dependency injection. So great tip. I am not familiar with Scrooter. Rich, but I am a fan of Lamar, and one of the shows I was planning on upgrading Lamar into my application, and so Scrooter sounds like it's one of these replacements for it. I'd be willing to take a click on that. Hang on. I like to open pages in a different browser. Scrooter. Let's see. So this is Scrooter, that Rich the Animal Z. So Rich, full disclosure, are you a contributor or a fan of this? Just like to know. Say the... Oh, that's not going to be good. Nate Bog 123. I don't know. That could be someone trolling. I don't know. Let's give that person just a user of it. Okay, cool. So I can tell already it has the feature that I'm a fan of, which is scan right here, right? So we could talk about this for a minute because it's something that I plan to talk about. What really stinks is doing this. I'm sure you noticed that right off the bat when I was in this page, right? All these add transients, especially when we have like episode history orchestrator and it goes to episode history orchestrator. I don't like doing that at all. It's because I always forget to add them. So I used to use Structure Map, and Structure Map has this scan feature, which is where I got turned on to it. And in looking for Structure Map for .NET Core, I found a library called Lamar DI. And this is sort of the replacement for Structure Map made by some of the same people. And you could see that, I don't know what they show here. I just jumped on their page, but didn't really look that closely to where it was at. And it's super easy to drop Lamar in. And that's what we're using at work. So that's probably what I was going to use here. But I'd like to see what kind of similar things they have. My guess is they're probably pretty similar because DI is like, I mean, there's not that much to it. But I think, and what I really love by the suggestion, Rich, is that there are better solutions than this, right? What you get out of the box is good and it works, but we can do better than that. And I think what they had said when they built this is that they're going to give us a basic implementation of DI in .NET Core, but feel free to use your own. And I do use my own, or not my own, but I do use another one. And on a show, that will be something we'd look at. All right, so here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to scan. I had some notes because I'm not as good at this as, I want people to think. So this was my notes from the last episode, and I want to take a look and see if there's anything that I didn't add. So I'm going to bring this over here and see, did I screw something up? Was I playing around last week in one of these parts? And so in here, I need to have configure services. And I have that. So let's see, Azure AD, options, and then, got to admit, it all looks right. Let's see, use authorization, use authentication, use authorization, and then there's some stuff that goes in here. Aha! This might be the problem. Maybe I backed out this. There is a change that I want to put in here. I think if I can find it in my notes. I thought it doesn't have the part in my notes. Where is it? Something needs to go, I thought, into here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Configure for role services, configure. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. All right, let me think. I'm gonna do this because I don't really want to spend time working on this. One of the great things about being the driver of the show is I can do whatever I want, right? I like to let you guys vote. So, well, we could vote and try to fix this, or I can move on to what I was planning on doing, which, was basically just keep working on the feature. And I can always disable the security for right now. If anybody has a preference, I'll throw it out and say some streams, I don't usually do this, some streams, and I know I've seen you guys do this, some of you guys that are on here, I've seen you guys do this on your stream where you actually stop and read docs and figure out how to fix problems. And that's not in my nature, and I guess it needs to be. So you know what? Let's fix this. Unless anyone has an objection, let's see if I can fix this. So what I'm going to do is look at. I probably have a bookmark for this somewhere, but let's say adding a Azure AD auth. I got to be able to spell authentication. How about this? .NET ASP, .NET Core, Azure AD authentication. Freestyle says, yeah, watching people cry while reading the docs helps others. Yeah, I know. Isn't that the case, right? I mean, and I don't like to read docs. I like to just scan them. I'm really lazy. If I don't see what I like right away, and this certainly isn't the page, but I must. This is probably. I just want to see if there's something that I'm supposed to add that I didn't add. I did some of that stuff. There's nothing that goes in the program? I guess not. Is it possible that I have a thought. I have a thought. Okay. So maybe in the Azure portal, this app got messed up. Maybe I deployed something over the top of this thing and there's a problem in the portal, because that might have happened. And this gets me out of reading docs. So I think it's Azure Active Directory. And in here, I'm going to go to app registrations. Swami Streams is in there. And then that's in there. Did my port change? I don't think that would have changed. 44320. That looks right. I was hoping that it would be like this simple. Oh man. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let's first, because I should read docs, but I'm not gonna. So first off, let's get rid of this. Comment that out. Okay. And that should allow me to just log in and not, it shouldn't care. And then I want to put a breakpoint. Oh, you know what? Oh, let's try the. Yikes. I'm just trying to think of what the best place to go here is. And what if I hit this and see, well, it's not authenticated. So that wouldn't work. So if I run this, it should hit the authentication stuff. And it should go to there. And then, is there a way to do open in another? Oh, it doesn't matter. This is my settings file. I can change this later anyway. Client ID. This is the stuff that allows me to do the auth. And the tenant ID shouldn't be changed. The client ID shouldn't be changed, but maybe the client ID got changed. That's what I was talking about in here. If I redeployed it, would it get a new client ID somehow? So to find that, it's probably right here. Client ID is this, application ID, F98. No luck. That's still correct. And the client secret, I got to assume, is still there. Clients and secrets. Oh, wait. WXX. That didn't look. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, so it's giving me the first couple things, and I gave it away because I streamed it over the internet. But I can change it when we wrap this up. I don't know. All right. Let's go back to... maybe I was smart and bookmarked the stuff I was using. Under... probably like Azure. These things are never in order. Who's good with bookmarks? That's the question. Do you guys organize your bookmarks? Do you not even bookmark things anymore? Do you just like Google it every time? Because even when I bookmark things, I can never remember where they are. And I have all these different... you can see this is chaos here. It's just a total mess. Freestyle says you don't bookmark things, right? You probably just Google it each time, right? And usually if I Google it recently, it shows up and you can tell you read it. You Bing it. Oh, hey, Freestyle uses Bing. That's cool. That is the real deal. Let's see. Wait. Where would it be? I had a section on Azure and I didn't see it in there. And maybe it's like bookmarked it. Bing is great. Free money. Yeah, because you get the rewards. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. Let's see. I was hoping it would have been in a folder, and I don't see it in there. All right. So this is not the article I was using in the past. .NET Core, .NET Core Auth Authentication Azure AD. I'm going to try this again. See, now you can see some things I looked at in the past. Now, I don't know which is the one I just did before, but this is the one I was in before. And hope this isn't the other one I was in before. It is the other one I was in before. Startup. I didn't have this because I don't think I needed this. I definitely didn't have that. I had this. I didn't. Is that in there? The OpenID Azure Configure. Sorry. That's this one. This was, yeah, it's all in there. Jeez. Jeez Louise. I'm sure this is something really stupid because this worked Friday. So all it's supposed to do is give me the chance. So I killed that cookie. I'm going to try this again here. I killed the cookie. So that if the cookie thinks I'm not authorized, it's the role. Is it the role? Oh, wait. All right, I'm going to try something else here. I might have something. Let's kill this real quick. If I go back to my home controller, and I say authorize without the role. Maybe I broke the role thing. Whoop, whoop. I thought I stopped that. All right, I'm on to something here, people. Because the original idea was, who cares what role you're in? I'm the only one that uses this thing anyway. So if I just put authorize, okay. So there's two levels to this. One is to say, am I authenticated? And another is, am I in the role? And so this should be slowly working. Okay, now I go to this privacy page, which is the silly one that I put. It's the role. It's the role. Figured it out. I'm authenticated because it says hello. Okay, now I thought it's supposed to say the name of the user, so I still think something weird going on. But I think it's something in the, if I'm not in the role, that means it's something from the Azure portal. Because if I go to layout, it should say hello identity name. Now here's where let's put that breakpoint back in here. And let's refresh the page. And of course I am authenticated. And if I go to identity, name is null. Something is not getting returned back from Azure. All right. Well, the role thing was part of a demonstration that I don't really need right now. So let's go with this. Because I don't want to solve the problem right now. So what I really wanted to do is build a UI that allows me to add episode information into here. And then I'm going to fix the UI that displays the episode information. Okay. So I'm going to add another page to this thing. This is my home controller. I could use a different controller for this. This is a place I struggle at. Yeah, I know single responsibility and all that stuff comes into play here. But when to use another controller and when not to. And I think if I'm going to like a different feature, and the feature is the editing of episode history, then that should be its own controller. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another controller. And I'll do add new controller. And I'm going to call this it's going to be an MVC controller. Do I want read write actions? I could try that. I always forget what these templates look like. Let's try this one and see if it looks like what I want. This is going to be called the episode history controller. In here I'll be able to edit them and delete them and things like that. Is it episode history or episode? Maybe it's just the episode controller. No, because I'm calling these things like they're values that go into my episode history. So for those of you that are out there while this is going, here's a little commercial break. Tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, please come back and join in for the Dev Talk Show, which you can find on Twitch at twitch.tv, the Dev Talk Show. And you can go to it on Mixer, the Dev Talk Show. And let's see, I'll even put it in here. Let's see, Twitch. I got to spell Twitch right. Twitch.tv/the Dev Talk Show. Okay. And mixer.com/the Dev Talk Show for those of you that are on Mixer. And the Dev Talk Show is a show with Rich Ross, Chris Gomez, and myself, where it's more of a talk show format. We have conversations about all kinds of interesting dev-related stuff. We do demos. We talk about all kinds of things. Interestingly, tonight's episode, Rich Ross is going to demonstrate some more of this Azure AD stuff. What's it doing? It's bouncing back I'm sorry, I'm looking in the chat. I guess I put that in a real weird window. Anyway, so tonight we're going to be looking at more of this Azure AD stuff. I've been doing like internal authentication, like within your organization. Rich is going to demonstrate tonight B2C, business to customer authentication with Azure AD. But we talk about all kinds of stuff. It's fun. We joke around, we have comments, and love to see you guys come back to see us. 8:30 p.m. Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is not Eastern Standard Time, it's Eastern Daylight Time right now, which is like kind of who cares, but whatever. 8 hours from now. How's that for an answer? 8 hours from now, come back. Okay, I got my controller here. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is my episode history controller, and I'm going to focus on create. So everybody's got their own workflow for these things. What I usually do is I forgot the other important thing. What do streamers always say? Hey, if you're here, do me a favor, subscribe, follow me on Twitch or Mixer. I'd love it if you could. Thank you so much, and maybe come back again next week if you follow. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. I don't have subscribers on Twitch or Mixer. I'm not at that level, but I think you need to be at a level to have subscribers. I don't know. So what's your workflow? So what I usually do is I create this controller, and then I start to think, what do I need to do? And I need to create some kind of object that I'm going to pass into this create method, or model, if you will. Now, in my case, it's going to be a DTO. Oh, and I have one already called an add episode DTO. And I have that because the controller, because I already have the action, I already have the orchestrator that does this. So I have an orchestrator called episode history orchestrator. This is what I call an orchestrator, is where the business logic is. So I have add episode async, and this is the business logic for that, for those of you who haven't seen my code before. And you'll notice you don't see a lot of code in here, and that's because I use single responsibility. And so here I call out to an add episode DTO validator, and here I convert it, and here I add it, and then my unit of work saves it, and that's the orchestration pattern that I like to use, that I've discussed many times on here. So this shouldn't be too hard. So I'm going to go in here and say that the episode history converter will pass to the thing. Let's say, what's it called? Episode, I already forgot. Add episode DTO. Now, again, using sort of a single responsibility pattern for the naming convention and stuff like that, it's not called an episode DTO. It's the add episode DTO, which may be the same as the update episode DTO. Flexible there. But you'll notice up here, I do have a get history DTO. I didn't follow good naming. I guess I didn't call it episode history. But the point is, I use different objects for different things. Sometimes they look exactly the same, but I still try to use a different one because I know that probably the one that gets the history is going to have less data than the one that I add or edit, or who knows. But for now, and it doesn't like that, but that's okay. Let's go over here. And my font's small. Font looks a little smaller than normal. Oh, I'm at 91%. That's why. Sorry, people. Hope that's a little easier to read now. I like to try to give up as much screen real estate as I can for you guys and make it big to follow along. So I've got this DTO. I'm going to pass it in here, and I'm lazy. I don't know about you guys, but I need to create this thing. The first thing I do is I go into the view, and I just generate a view, and I'll change it, but it's going to be close to what I want at least, or it's going to give me the fields and things like that. So this is kind of the way I tend to do these things when I'm working with, MVC like this. The goal on this show is I'm going to get this thing working, the basics, and then the next thing I want to do is build like an Angular UI for it and a Razor UI for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have guests come on and help me do those things. I think that's what I'm going to do, is have guests try to come on and get me started with some of these other things. I have figured out how to do the guest workflow with Skype and things like that. It's a little tricky, but I think I've got it working and ready. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, we'll call this create. Sure, that's good. The template is going to be the create template, and let's see. The model class will be my add episode DTO. I don't use this data context class. I think that's if you're wiring entity framework like right in here, which seems like a bad idea to me. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, this is fast, right? Come on. Did it finish? I guess maybe it's over here. Oh, this is it. Duh. Oh, God. Brain. All right, yeah. So this is what we got. This is probably going to work pretty well for what I need. Now, the first thing I want to do before I do anything else, because we spent all that time talking about security, let's close these things that I'm not using, is let's go to our controller and mark this whole thing with the authorize attribute so that only I will be able to come in here and do this. And of course, maybe one day I'll have a team of cool people that participate and I allow them to edit this. And when that happens, I'll figure that out. So I've authorized so you can't get into here. And I know already that I need to, under this create method, when it posts back to the server, I need to take this DTO and get that out of there. Now, how do we do that again? See, I don't use this stuff a lot. If anybody remembers how to do this, well, it says form collection, but I think I can just change it to be an add episode DTO. Let's see if I'm right about that. I think it will, that's what the form has, so I think it will be fine. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Let's test that. Let's put a breakpoint in here and say, oh, whatever. I don't know. Let's put a breakpoint right here. There's no logic in here. So let's see if this kind of works, just to see if I'm doing this right. This is create. This is the episode history create. I'm just going to copy this because I don't have a link in there for it. I guess I'm going to need like a menu that has like an admin section in the menu so that I can get to these things easier, but that's okay. How's everybody doing that's on a call? How's everybody dealing with are you guys, in the beginning, Rich said he was not used to working from home, but the rest of you all there, do you guys usually work from home, or is this new to you? Love to hear how things are going for everybody in this complicated world we're in. And what kind of cool things you guys are doing. Let's just see. So I should be able to hit create, and it should hit me to that breakpoint. And it did. Oh, I didn't put any data in it. I guess I could try that again, huh? So if I just put in something like hello and hello world. Let's just, I can't spell, I can't type. So did the data come back? Yeah, piece of cake, right? How easy is that? And that's why I really do, I like these kind of pages for some basic stuff. I'm a fan of Angular, and I've really been moving to Angular for UIs, and that's why I'm going to really struggle in here. I haven't done a lot of this stuff lately. But watching all the Blazor stuff, gosh, I really feel like I could focus my brain on the .NET side of things and the Razor side of things and really streamline my workflow and streamline the way my brain thinks and work in one sort of paradigm at a time. And I wonder if that resonates with you guys. That doesn't mean you have to like Blazor. Maybe you're the kind of person that likes JavaScript, and so you write your server-side code even in JavaScript or something like that. It does seem like it's a powerful way to get things done, which is just to stay... My brain doesn't like context shifting. So I'm really going to be looking at Blazor a lot, I think. But anyway, okay. So when I do this, I come back here and I've got my DTO. So what I need to do is I need to get my orchestrator. So let's inject into this controller. Let's go here and say I need a private read-only episode something. Episode history orchestrator. And I name them with underscores, although this thing doesn't want me to. I like underscores for class level variables. This might go pretty well if I'm right about this. So, now I need a constructor. And I'll inject this thing in to here. Take away this and say episode history orchestrator equals episode history orchestrator. This should make things really easy to do. And then in theory, I can simply say add episode async, pass in my DTO. Now I made it async. That's our best practice, but I'm surprised it's not giving me a warning here. But it doesn't give me a warning, but that's okay. I'll await it, and I'll make it async. And then this needs to be a task, of course. And async is so easy now. I throw async into just about everything. Now, certainly this is a good use case because I'm doing a database function here. So async is a good use case. I like the fact that this controller is really lightweight. I think I'm going to probably add a little bit of something else to this. But for now, let's see what happens. Now, it didn't like... What didn't it like? Oh, it didn't like this. So, if it catches... No, this is what I want to do. But if it catches, I want to pass the DTO back in here. I'll fix some more of that stuff later. But if it works, then I'm going to go to name of index. And I don't know if I really want to do that anyway. I think I want to redirect to the different controller. Right? I want to go back to my... Maybe not. I don't know. It could work. It could work. So let's see what happens. I'm taking baby steps here because I haven't worked with the UI stuff in a while. That I'm not exactly sure how some of this stuff works. Freestyle says async is so standard we quick in naming methods as async. Oh, we quit. I think that's supposed to be quit, naming it async, and started. Yeah, freestyle. I am so with you on that. I think I mentioned this on the last show or one before that. That I feel like that's where we're headed. I still feel like we have so much legacy code at my organization, right? We have a lot of legacy code, and I don't know if we're ready to start saying things like assume it's async. But I think we're all headed in that direction. I think it's a great suggestion, and I really do think although I hadn't thought of the idea of saying like blocking, which is a pretty good term. I think that you're onto it with that, and I like that. Are you guys 100% with that? And I guess you just have to know which project you're in, probably, because I'm sure you have some legacy code that maybe doesn't support that, but I could see that working. Anyway, let's see. Do I still have that up in here? Oh, no, I don't. Of course not. Well, here it is. Create. So let's put in a title, and we're going to call this best episode ever. And I'll be like, the one where Freestyle told us about blocking. Okay, that's my cool description. I was thinking I could put tags on here, although I don't even know if it goes anywhere, but it could be like .net, comma, AD, whatever, just so we can look back. I don't think this has got a date in here, so I don't know if this is a required field. Let's just put in, I'll grab a URL. I don't think I put anything logic in there to check that stuff. Oh, did I put a breakpoint? Oh. Well, I didn't put a breakpoint in early enough, so it might have worked. I forgot to put... Okay, the view index was not found. Right, that's the bug we were getting before, because there is no view. That's okay. Let's see if it worked. There it is. Now, what kind of order are these coming back in? None. I bet my query doesn't have any sorting. But look at that. Yeah, freestyle, you're famous. You're famous. Maybe we'll leave that in when we really add that. That'll go into the details. All right, so one of the things I got to do is I got to clear out this junk and get this junk messages out of here. And then I got to clear out and make some room for the UI and put the URL in here, right? It's like 10 of. My boss scheduled a meeting for 1 o'clock. And I told him I'd probably be a little late, and I don't want to push that too bad, because work is work. So I'm going to go right up to 1 o'clock, I think, and then kill this thing. Again, if you didn't hear me before, please come back and see me on a different channel, the Dev Talk Show tonight, 8:30, 8 hours from now. About time to claim victory. Hey, Rich is here. Rich is the co-host of the Dev Talk Show, where I was just saying that tonight we'll be talking about Azure AD, and I can't see that icon. It's so small on my screen. I can't even see what that is. I think it's a trophy or something like that. Maybe it's the victory. I can't even see that. My eyes. I need better glasses. So tonight we'll be talking about Azure AD B2C, business to customer, which I think is an interesting... Oh, it's a pizza. Oh, yeah, cool. Sorry, I got to get a bigger resolution on the monitor or whatever where I'm showing these comments. Anyway, B2C authentication. I don't think Chris Gomez, a.k.a. Space Shot, will be joining us tonight. He is dealing with some stuff and won't be on the show tonight. We can't all make every one of the episodes, but we'll be there on Twitch. .tv/The Dev Talk Show, mixer.com/The Dev Talk Show, and you can catch us on YouTube, where we're easy to find, video.thedevtalkshow.com. And we will have fun on that. We're all trying to fill the void, I think, of the personal interactions that we're missing. I think streaming, and I'm not, on the stream today, I've seen, a bunch of streamers. DNI stream, Copper Beardy, I think is a streamer. DNI, and Freestyle. Like, I'm late to this streaming kick. Some of you people have been doing this for a lot longer. And but I think this is really going to fill the void of this, like, we're all missing each other in the office, and these streams are interactive and they're fun. So, okay, what do I want to do? I could look at this page. That feels like something I could do kind of easy. What I want to do, I don't know. I think this page is actually like, well, this is bad. You know what? I'm gonna take Rich's advice and claim victory. Since I do have a 1 o'clock meeting, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Wait. The one thing, and I didn't do this last time, is I like to end each episode with a commit. And I'll say, let's see. Well, this was kind of lame. I don't know if it was lame. We learned about a problem, right? I shouldn't get too caught up in the mistakes I make. So got a little stuck in the beginning on the authentication stuff, figured out how to fix it, sort of, and spent some time, and hopefully we had some fun and joked around a little bit. Started the add episode page. Okay. So next episode, I don't know. Don't know what we're going to do on the next episode. I'll have to think about that and figure it out. I'm not sure if I want to continue down this path or move on to something else. Like, one of the things could be wiring up those other DI frameworks, which I think is fun. Honestly, I think it's more fun than working on like these Razor stuff. Hey, Rich, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for participating and spending some time with us today for the show. Why don't we wrap it up there? I'm going to let everyone go back to their other things. Lunchtime is over for me, although, as you can see here, I didn't quite finish my lunch before the stream started. But wherever you are, what do we say these days? Everyone stay safe. Try to get your work done. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? We're all doing the best we can. Hope to see you guys tonight at around 8:30 Eastern on the Dev Talk Show. Until then, or until next week, please come back again next week where we will have more fun. Volstrat, goodbye, everyone. Yes, goodbye. Stay healthy and sane. Oh, isn't that the best part of it? Stay sane. Thank you. With that, we're out of here. See ya.